Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to FKA the Pod. I'm your host, Reed, and I'm joined by Seth and Trent, and we're FKA the Pod, the group.
Hello.
What's
the
up?
group. I'm here.
Yeah, the group. At some point, we'll be FKA the Book Club. Later on.
Well, we still are today.
Well, yeah. Later on in the episode, we'll
Okay.
we'll
But
do
we
a little
won't be
show
next
within a show.
Right.
Yeah, and then we'll be out of book club jungle for a little bit. We'll pick out our next book. Maybe we'll do some kind of space thing or a war thing or
It's the final
fantasy.
frontier.
Who knows?
Sci-fi fantasy is always my favorite. So
Maybe we'll read something with vampires. Maybe we'll get a chupacabra in there.
Yeah, let's
We'll
do
get
a
some
cryptid.
kind of
Hey, you know what?
mandingo.
The new Frankenstein movie's coming out. Could be an opportunity there.
That might be a little too literary. I mean, we read it in high
don't
school,
know.
but like this one was pretty easy and quick to hit. But
I've already read it, so I don't want it. But this is the
too.
beginning. You guys got
Yeah,
any business?
I do
yeah,
have some business.
you
Ooh.
go first, Trent.
I'll go first.
Mm.
I've got an Oxford Landing Sauvignon Blanc.
Mm.
It's from South Australia, 2024 vintage. Very nice. With the
South
screw-on
Australia's
cap,
best.
So you know it's fancy.
Yeah, nice, cool.
I'm
Yeah.
trying out. I'm trying out a white this time. I'm not usually a white wine kind of guy, but this one I bought it at the bodega that's attached to my apartment, and it was not cold. So I have a wine glass with some ice in it.
All right.
Oh, not anymore. That shit's melted, dude.
Yeah, it's starting to melt a little bit.
That's
but
probably
okay.
on me, though.
No, it's alright.
I'm 8 minutes late.
Well, thanks to everybody who's listening because you're trying out 3 whites. Am I right? Anyway, I've got the Ryan Stellhorn Memorial Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey Shot out of the Christmas coffee mug, as per usual. Shout out to Ryan Stellhorn. And I also am drinking a Silver Bullet Coors Light, kind of skinny-ish can. And Reed, you got any?
Have you had a different shaped Coors Light can the past 3 weeks?
No, I just got to keep on mentioning it. That
Okay.
It's slightly skinnier than your typical 12-ouncer.
Okay, because you've been changing it up each week. I'm just a little confused. I got some Dr. Pepper Zero out the bottle today.
Wow.
Nice.
Because we opened it a little bit for a party, and then we didn't drink very much of it. So we just have a 2-liter. It's taking up space, so I got to drink it out of this one. But it's got Jurassic World on it.
Hey, that could be a
Red-
shout for book club. Jurassic Park, the book.
Oh, I'll
could be a
read the book, Jurassic Park. I haven't seen the movie. I've only seen Jurassic World 1 and 2, and I liked them.
Yeah.
Hot take. I like those movies.
I like getting into a hot take early. Well, one thing that I'm kind of interested in, whoa, I wonder if the audio listeners got that. That thing is carbonated.
Now the AI will take that shit out on Riverside.
So,
Yeah, shout out the plugs, I guess. Shout out Jurassic World. Shout out Dr. Pepper Zero. Shout out FKA the Pod. Everywhere.
that's right. I have seen Jurassic Park, and I've seen the first Jurassic World. I don't know how close Jurassic Park is to the book, but I would be interested in reading the book because I think it's like there's some scary parts in the film. Like it's not like a horror movie, but like the velociraptors can like open doors and stuff, and it's kind of supposed to be scary actiony.
I mean, it's like, oh shit, the dinosaur's gonna eat them.
But in the movie, I think they used frog DNA or whatever. That was a big that was part of it. I think in the book they're using like human DNA and frog DNA and a whole bunch of other stuff. Like I think it's supposed to be like scarier, and the dinosaurs are less like real dinosaurs and more like monstery. If you
They kind of do that in Jurassic World 2.
Yeah.
With the weapons thing.
Wait, so this is Jurassic World 3, the new one.
But I think this is back to the roots. This is another reboot. They're going back to the park.
The original Jurassic
Park. Yeah, they're going on
Okay.
I think they're going on an escapade to the original OG one.
Okay.
Yeah. It's giving like Kong Skull Island vibes.
Okay.
Oh, so there's going to be like an indigenous tribe there that
I don't
He's
know.
like-
it just feels
like-
like it because they're going back to a remote island that's got dangerous beasts on it.
I
Dangerous
just can't
beasts.
believe that this world, like, entertained 2 dinosaur theme parks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they both existed, like, in the universe.
Yeah. Well, I feel like both of the ones that I've seen, Jurassic Park and Jurassic World 1, had some parts of it where it's like about the business of the park, where it's like, oh, we're not making enough money. We gotta amp up the spookiness of these dinosaurs. We gotta make them bigger and scarier or something. So it is interesting because, like, not only were they both started, I think they both probably would have failed anyway, even if it wasn't for, people getting eaten by these dinosaurs. It seems like the business model wasn't working out for them. Pretty expensive to own an island and,
Hey, pretty
have
good
those
for-
weird hamster ball things to roll around in.
Pretty
and
good
stuff.
for insurance companies, though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah. The insurance
Jurassic
premiums
Park
are so
insurance
high.
company. Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's tough out there.
Yeah.
Dude, that could be a move. I like that idea. I was looking up how long Jurassic Park is. It's around 400 pages.
Okay.
Oh,
It'd be
So
longer.
it
it's
would
like
be a
I think that's
longer- it
about
would be a
twice
longer
the
book
length
club.
as this book.
It
yeah.
would be a little bit of a longer book club, but we could maybe also fit in a few more pages per week, But
Yeah.
that's logistics. That's off the pod talk.
Yeah. Anyway, let us know what you think about that. If you like dinosaurs, you know how we do a big.
Yeah, are you a 5-year-old?
What do you prefer? We read a book about dinosaurs, or read a book about big trucks or trains? What else do 5-year-olds like? Fire engine.
Fucking candy.
Oh man, that's funny.
That's the book about candy.
But speaking of book club, should we just get into it?
Sure. Let's hop right into it.
That's what we would
Alright.
say if we were on a book club. We
Let's
finished
hop right into
the
it.
book.
Yeah, we did.
The sound says paper flap. That's definitely not paper. That's definitely like the beginning of like the movie thing. But it is what it is.
Oh, I couldn't hear it. Can you play it again? I don't think it's coming through to
Yeah,
us.
That's cool. Great. That's dope. Well, I heard it.
I just want you guys to know, if you're not watching the video on YouTube at FKA the Pod, you should be. But if you had been watching the video, you would have seen me put my ear up to the microphone to see if I could hear Reed's sound bit.
And you
Which is
couldn't.
insane. Which is stupid.
That's the reverse.
Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. But
Yeah.
this week, we read chapters 15 through 20, the last 5 chapters of the book. And we found out all we needed to know, I guess, about the Maltese Falcon and who done it's, and who didn't done it's. And
Yeah, the only good
particularly-
time
yeah,
Dashiell Hammett's writing style of saying everything was helpful. He just explicitly called out everything, got every detail out. And he's like, it's like the
Yeah,
editor
the
got in there and it was like, hey, who killed this person? Why did they do that? Why is it in there? Who killed this? Wrap this shit up. Why is it in here? Why is it
So I
this
will
person?
chapters 15 and 16 both consisted of the same thing that the rest of the book consisted of, and that was Sam Spade, the detective, walking around San Francisco and missing everybody that he's supposed to be finding.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He had lunch with the chief of police or whatever. He had a meeting with the district attorney. They told him about somebody who was somehow involved in this whole thing, but the name never came up again. So who cares, right? And then
I don't know. He called him in later, I guess. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert. He gets him.
maybe
The good guy wins. Is he a good guy?
No. No, he's not.
But yeah, after Spade spent a day or two trying to locate Bridget O'Shaughnessy and Joel Cairo and figure out what Gutman was up to,
Gutman.
he finally ends up back at his office talking to Effie Perrine. And this tall, like 7 foot tall dude comes in there who's been shot several times. and dies in his office
Yeah.
with the Maltese Falcon in his hands.
Yeah, just like up and walks in with the Maltese Falcon out of nowhere.
And
Just
that's how
on the
Spade
doorstep of the
finds-
detective.
Yeah.
That's how the best detective or the lead detective in this whole fucking series finds the thing that he's been looking for is somebody comes in and dies
Yeah.
and now it's in his office.
And
Mountains.
I don't know if that was like the climax of the book because the rest of it was just them sitting around.
Yeah, they literally eat scrambled eggs with each other. They're like enemies, and then they eat dinner. But
So-
they have breakfast for dinner.
So after Spade gets the Falcon, he hides the Falcon. He like takes it to some package locker.
It's like a PO box or something.
Yeah. He just like drops it off, and he's like, "Oh, this person can pick it up," and he gives like a pseudonym, like Hoffman or something, who can come pick it up. So he like drops it off. There's some stuff in this book that's interesting because it's like they don't have it anymore. So he like drops it off at like a locker at a train station, I think, which is like I don't know, like it's like a coat closet, but like there's also Excelsior. There's a big number on Excelsior.
What's I don't know what Excelsior is, but the package lock, like the locker room at the locker at the train station is not that crazy, right? I mean, I used one like 2 months ago.
To leave your own stuff or to like leave it for somebody else?
Leave my stuff.
Okay.
I come back and get it later.
I guess I read it more as like a anyway. This is kind of a besides the point thing, but yeah, he just leaves it and then
We
they all
gotta get
meet
down
up.
to this luggage situation.
Yeah, we gotta talk more about the luggage. But anyway, then they all just meet up and like all of the parties who are interested. So O'Shaughnessy and Gutman and Cairo and Wilmer.
He gets a call. He gets a call
Yeah.
at his office from Bridget O'Shaughnessy being like, "Please come help me. I'm in trouble. I'm at Gutman's hotel room or something like that." Right?
Yeah, I'm at this entire address. Remember it as I'm saying it, or write it down, and we better not fuck it up.
Yeah. So he leaves to go to this hotel room. He shows up. Gutman's daughter is there, seemingly having been drugged, and he has to like keep her awake to get information out of her or something, and then puts her in a bed so that she can recover and calls the doctor or something.
Yeah, that
like
was weird. That felt kind of contrived. This like he just kind of like
But it
it's
turns
literally
out-
all this stuff just happening to him, and then he's being led along, and they don't like them. They don't like him at all. They just keep involving themselves with this guy. They don't like him, and they just keep bringing him into the mix.
Yeah. So it turns out that was all a ruse to give Gutman and his goons some time to go to Spade's apartment. That's all it was for.
And they're gonna like ambush him, kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Um,
And so then he does end up going home when he's like outside of his own apartment. Bridget O'Shaughnessy runs up and he's like, "Oh, great! I've been waiting for you. I've been hiding here for you for a certain amount of time or something." And he's like, "Okay, great. Come inside." He gets ambushed a little bit by Gutman and Wilmer, the teenager, potentially the young kid, pretty
The
much.
punk,
Yeah, the punk.
something, whatever, something else, another word.
And Joel
for
Cairo, the Levantine.
it. Yeah,
the punk, the Levantine, and the fat man are there.
yeah.
And Gutman already knows that Spade has the Maltese Falcon. And he's like, "Give me the Maltese Falcon, I'll give you the money." He's like, "Well, I'm the only person who knows where it is now, so like you can't kill me or anything. And I want some money now." Gives him $10,000. And Spade's like, "Okay, before I give you this Falcon, we got to have a fall guy." There's the longest chapter of the book is called The Fall Guy, where it's Spade arguing with Gutman over who should be the guy that the police arrest for the murders.
Yeah, it's a whole thing's a sales pitch. He's selling him this whole thing, and
Yeah,
like the
it's
whole
the
time
longest
it's just
chapter of
like
the book.
shoot him, just shoot him. At this
Yeah.
point, you shot everybody else. Like, oh, he's got the thing, but like he's not gonna give you the thing. And then he gets him in the end. He's like, hey, like I don't really want to do that. They basically get him to. They throw Wilmer, their homie. Like I love him like a son. I don't want to do that, and then they do it. He just gets it because he's Sam Spade, and they don't just beat him up for being an absolute jackass.
Yeah, yeah. And during this fight as well, or this argument, I guess, Cairo and Wilmer and Spade get into once again another fight, and Spade beats the shit out of both of them again. So it's Cairo's third ass whooping at the hands of Spade. But then what happens after that? They decide that Wilmer is going to be the fall guy.
Yeah.
After all that commotion.
Yeah. Then Spade goes and gets the Maltese Falcon, brings it back, gives it to Gutman. They unwrap it. It's in some
Excelsior.
Yeah.
Which I googled is just like wood shavings. So it's just like it was packed. Originally, it was packed in a box with some wood shavings to keep from
It's in
getting
some
dented.
mulch.
But not that it really mattered. If
Does
it
cause cancer?
Does wood shavings cause cancer?
Oh, it's okay. Okay, no, I don't know what it was. I was just assuming. So that's like asbestos.
Oh no! It is like literal wood shaving. So no, I don't. I think it's natural. But yeah, Gutman's like, okay, I just paid you 10K for this. Gotta check and see if it's real. And he takes out like a pocket knife and starts scraping off the stuff.
Yeah,
The enamel, the black enamel
Right.
that it's supposed to be covered in. Yeah.
of this like priceless artifact that you're just gonna scrape up with the knife.
Indeed. But underneath the enamel, it's just like a block of lead. So it's not like gold and diamonds and stuff. It's lead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they just didn't have an X-ray machine.
Yeah, I don't know when the X-ray machine was invented.
Dude, this whole thing just doesn't stand up today.
Yeah. So anyways,
Well-
the Falcon was a fake Falcon.
Yeah.
And it's determined that some Russian man, whenever Floyd Thursby, the guy who was killed at the beginning, and Bridget O'Shaughnessy were finding the Maltese Falcon in Russia, the Russian man gave him a fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this whole time throughout this whole night, Sam's kind of little clues are coming out, and Sam's kind of putting together that. Well, he already knew that Bridget O'Shaughnessy, not quite who she thought she was, but with some of the clues that start getting lit out and that the reactions of the other people, he's like, Bridget also for real piece of shit. So like he's like, Wilmer's like, oh, they only killed two people, blaming all two people murders on Wilmer. And like, interesting.
Which would be Floyd and the ship captain, Jacoby.
And the ship
tall guy.
Jacoby.
So that leaves one out who they did not kill, which is Miles Archer.
Miles Archer.
Yeah, right. So anyways, Gutman's like, well, shit, I guess we're going back to Hong Kong because we think it's still in Hong Kong, not in Russia. And he was like, Sam, do you want to join me? I like your style.
No, that was sarcastic. I'm pretty sure. I was just like, I know you would love to come, but we're gonna not do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Was how I picked up on that.
Can I
And then
tell
they
you
decide- Yeah, go ahead.
one interesting thing from the Wikipedia page that I was reading real quick before we started this? Not because I didn't do my reading, but just because
Interesting.
because I read it last week and I went on a trip this weekend, so it's been a while. But one thing that the Wikipedia page says that I did not pick up on, but we don't know what Gutman was thinking when he said that and if he intended to be sarcastic, because according to the Wikipedia page, this story is told entirely in external third-person narrative. There is no description whatsoever of any character's thoughts or feelings, only what they say and do and how they look. So we had a lot about Gutman and his fat,
his
Bulbs.
bulbous.
yeah,
bulb,
how they fatly. jiggle
Yeah, why didn't he
and
just
stuff
use the
like
word
that.
didn't use the word jowls once?
No, but we don't know what he thinks. We definitely know what he looks like. But yeah, so he could have meant it sarcastically. I don't know. Because I think he did kind of like Spade. He was like, "Oh, classic! You knew I stole $1,000 from you."
Right.
Because
So-
that was kind of a subplot in there too.
So Gutman's like, okay, well, we're going to go back to Hong Kong. Spade, I guess you don't need our fall guy anymore because this whole thing is messed up or whatever. And Spade's like, yeah, sure, okay, you guys can leave. So they leave, and like as soon as they're out of his apartment, he calls the police and he's like, hey, I have the guys who did the murders.
Yeah, and then they just believe him. And
yeah, they just believe him.
it's like, okay, so this is basically where they're wearing a wire. It's like basically this whole book works because it's 1920.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if they had cell phones, there wouldn't be so much running around looking for people, too. But also, I mean, there was kind of a subplot, too, with the DA. Or maybe this was just Spade justifying why they need a fall guy. But he was like, they don't really care who it is. This guy needs to arrest somebody for
They just
his
want to close it
career.
out. Yeah.
And if they can prove Wilmer killed one person, they won't try the other 2 murders. So they'll pin all 3 on him, and it won't really matter. So I guess that was kind of believable. Like they want to believe something just so they can arrest somebody. But yeah, it was like, okay, yeah, we're on it. We're gonna go get him now.
Well, why he didn't have a tape recorder? Those don't exist in whenever this is.
I don't know.
Like because Gutman said it. They said the exact like everything verbatim.
Yeah.
What it was, you know.
Yeah.
But I guess they're all gonna rat on each other, so that they're all gonna.
Right. And so, when Spade gets off the phone, he's like, okay, Bridget, they're going to go in and they're totally going to tell the police that we're involved in this too, so we got to figure out what we're going to do. You have to tell me the entire truth, for real this time.
Yeah, for real. And she still can't
like,
do
no,
it.
please, I don't need to tell you the truth. Like, it's going to be okay. We're free. We're in the clear. And he's like, no, tell me the truth. And she tells him the whole truth about the Maltese Falcon, all the events that led her to San Francisco. And it is revealed that she hired Miles Archer and Sam Spade to follow Floyd Thursby, thinking that Floyd Thursby would get in trouble and either run away from San Francisco and she would be free of Floyd Thursby that way, or that Floyd Thursby would kill whoever is following them and he would get arrested by the police and put in prison. But Floyd Thursby did neither of those things, and so she lured Miles Archer into an alleyway and shot him so that she could frame Floyd Thursby for the murder.
Because she's hot. This seasoned detective is such a dope that like she can just be hot and it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what Sam Spade is just like total disrespect for this guy.
Yeah. He's an asshole for sure.
He sucks. I still don't get it.
But
like, I don't know.
He kept telling Bridget, what did he say? He said, I'm not going to, what does he say?
I'm not going to play the sap for you.
I'm not going to play the sap for you.
Yeah. Because everybody else has done it.
Yeah.
And they're all dead.
So I guess they take her away. I don't think. Well, actually, we do see the next day. So the police take her away, right?
Yep. The police take her away as well. And then he goes back to his office once again, and Effie Perrine is like, "How'd everything go?" And he's like, "Great. They're all in prison now. Even Bridget O'Shaughnessy." And he calls out Effie for being wrong about her vibe check.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny. Like that's kind of how they would do it, like in a procedural. Like thinking of this as just like a one episode of a TV show.
Yeah.
Makes it a little bit better, but I still don't get how this is the book. This is like how people. Why do we know about the Maltese Falcon? Like this shit's not crazy.
I think we know about it because Humphrey Bogart was like the only actor of the 40s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it was in a movie.
Yeah.
So people know about the movie. Nobody knows about this book.
Probably. But then, like, the last few sentences of the book, Effie Perrine gets a call at the office, or, like, the doorbell rings, and it's fucking Miles Archer's wife, and she's like, "Hey, I need to talk to Sam Spade." And Spade is like, "Oh, my God. Okay, fine." And that's the end.
Funny.
Which is so stupid.
Yeah.
So there's your synopsis.
Well, and that feels like I can't believe you put this person who's a criminal in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She was kind of upset with Spade. Spade was like trying to comfort her in his weird
Gropey.
yeah.
He's trying to grope her to comfort her.
And she stands up to him. She's like, "Don't touch me."
Don't touch me.
like, "Don't
Not
touch me
right
right
now," is what she
Not right now.
says.
Don't touch me.
Maybe after lunch, but not right now. Maybe after we have some liverwurst on toast for lunch, but not right now. So, one other thing before we give our final thoughts and ratings on this book. I noted, like in the first chapter, they kept on talking about people's eyes. Okay? Here's where I'm going to get like I've been reading, like we're in an English class. Okay? If one of the themes of this book is like lies and the truth, right?
Yeah.
We talked a lot about people's eyes, and I did notice this other weird thing. This is like just in the final chapter, the final 2 chapters, is that they're continuing to talk about eyes, but Sam Spade's eyeballs, as he figures out the truth, become like increasingly crazy and bloodshot. Mm-hmm. So there's this one part where they say blood streaked Spade's eyeballs now, and that he had like crazy eyes. His eyes were glowing madly and stuff like that. So I think what this is, most of the time we're talking about people's eyes and we're just saying, right, this person had brown eyes, this person had green eyes. There's a lot of talk about eyes and where they're looking. I guess maybe partly because we also don't know what people are thinking, but we know what they're looking at and we know what their expression is.
Like the fear they're in their eyes.
Yeah. But I think at the end is like we're confronting the truth, right? We're looking into the light or whatever, and the bird is black and it's a lie, right? It's not really for real because that's the main deception is this thing that's covered in this black enamel is a lie underneath. But anyway, he's looking into the light, which is the truth, and his eyes are all bloodshot and crazy. So I don't know, he was able to ferret out the truth at the end, and it made his eyes bloodshot. So
yeah, he's like, damn, I gotta put this lady behind bars.
Yeah.
Even though I just slept with her like yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. She was all like, "Don't you love me? Isn't that reason enough to not send me to prison, please?" And he was like, "I'm not doing it. I won't be your sap."
He was like, "Oh, if you get out of prison, maybe."
Yeah. He's like, "I'll remember you."
It's such a weird.
But yeah, I thought there was one sort of passage when he's confronting Gutman and Cairo and Wilmer that I thought was kind of funny. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a passage. I remember when reading. I did a lot of catch up reading today. I read like 18 through today.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I check up and see what was what.
Here it is. So he's explaining. He's explaining to the crew that they need a fall guy and everything, and Cairo and Gutman are kind of giving him shit for it. They're like, "No, we're not going to do that." And Spade goes, "Jesus God, is this the first thing you guys ever stole?" You're talking to Cairo specifically. He says, "You're a fine lot of lollipops. What are you going to do next? Get down and pray?" I thought that was really good. I like that one a lot.
It's pretty funny.
So solid.
There was a lot of just like passive, like homophobia, or maybe just like some homophobia there, just like straight up. Because I think he calls him the Wilmer the boyfriend at one point.
Yeah, he calls Wilmer Cairo's boyfriend. Yeah,
and he beat up that dude like 3 times.
Yeah, he beat them both up. He's like, yeah, I do discriminate. I'll beat you both up. Whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I would not rate it very highly. I really enjoyed reading it before the pod, but like, the Wikipedia, again referencing that, there are 2 quotes I like. They say red herrings abound, and then it also says that at one point, Spade is sent on a wild goose chase. That's most
at one
of the
point
book.
For the entire book.
That's most of the book. Is like, oh, at one point we're talking about Dixie Monahan and his gangster crew out of Chicago, right? Yeah. And at one point we're talking about like, I don't know. There's just it's like we don't and then Spade's got to go follow up on these leads. Spade goes to like visit like a home that's for sale, and it's dark, and he's looking around it with his flashlight, and he has to go get the key from the neighbor, and he talks to the neighbor and the neighbor's daughter to get the key. Turns out there's nothing in the house, right? This is when Gutman's daughter like sends him here.
Mm-hmm.
So
31.
I don't think that really adds anything to the story. So
No, there's a lot of just bullshit in here.
Yeah.
Like red herring, maybe, but bullshit more likely. Like, I think it's just kind of a sorry excuse to like pass off the writing at the time. This was what I was saying when R.L. Stine was making all them Goosebumps books, and he was just cranking out 100-page bangers allegedly.
Then he double spaces them, and that's
He double space. Yeah, it's like the carpet with the grass pajamas or something, or it's like
the grass pajamas.
It's like, oh, that
my
sounds
carpet's
scary.
a monster.
Yeah, my gym shoes are really smelly, and then he makes $1 million. Like, but he's not competing with much in 1923.
Right. Yeah. It would be cool if there were some interviews with Dashiell Hammett being like, hey, why did you write this? Why did you make this 218 pages long?
Yeah.
I don't know. But
yeah,
I think if I had to rate it, which I guess makes sense for a book club on a podcast.
Yeah.
I would give the book a 6 out of 10. If I was just reading this for fun, I'd probably finish it because it's not super long, and also it's like a mystery-ish novel, so it's like only the good part's going to be in the last chapter, sort of thing. But I wouldn't be like happy that I read it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm happy I can say, oh yeah, I read the Maltese Falcon.
Yeah.
Or Dashiell Hammett, I know some of that. Yeah. Classic American literature. It's boring though.
Right.
Like,
Zero
it's just unfortunately it doesn't hold up compared to like any episode of CSI.
Yeah, and those things are 25 minutes.
Yeah.
40 minutes.
He didn't ever enhance anything.
No. No, yeah, well, he just kind of told it, like, he just said what it is. Yeah, and that's why the book is long. Because it's really, he went to China?
Yeah.
And then they went to Istanbul.
Dude, I can't get over, when the captain walked in with the Maltese Falcon and died, I was a little bit pissed. I was like, dude, this guy did no work. Spade did nothing to get this Maltese Falcon. Literally nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
I had to do a double take. I'm just like, wait a minute. He just has it now?
Yeah.
He just got this? He just got the thing?
I mean, I get that it was a fake one, but still, in the moment.
You don't
like,
check? You don't check to
sucks.
see if it's fake immediately? I guess they...
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe you don't have an X-ray.
It was kind of annoying. Did any of our predictions come true? I think, Seth, you said that they weren't actually going to get the Maltese Falcon.
Yeah, I think I predicted that because they mentioned as soon as I think maybe I said I'd have to go back and listen to what I said, but I think maybe I said that it wasn't what they thought it was going to be. But at that point where I predicted this, we didn't quite know what it was. It hadn't been explained to us, so I was like, it's not going to be the key that they think it is, or it's not going to have the scroll inside it or whatever.
We were thinking a little bit more elaborate. Yeah, then it's just a jewel.
Yeah,
it's just a jewel, just money. It's just a really expensive thing.
Apparently, the film it's like a Star Wars thing, where it says at the beginning. I don't think it has the like rolling text like Star Wars does. But it says in the beginning...
Does it have a Death Star?
Yeah, it has a... it says at the beginning of the film, in 1539, the Knights Templar of Malta paid tribute to Charles V of Spain by sending him a golden falcon encrusted from beak to claw with the rarest jewels. But pirates seized the galley carrying this priceless token, and the fate of the Maltese Falcon remains a mystery to this day. So the film tells you up front what it is you think it should be. We didn't have that information. But yeah, I think I predicted that it wouldn't work out somehow.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't predict the murderer of Miles Archer. I thought it was going to be the wife.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna be more of a character, but then I should have realized.
Yeah, she was a red herring.
In 1920.
You should have realized there can only be one female
Yeah.
character, really.
It's crazy we got 1.5.
Yeah, yeah. I think I said that Effie would turn out to be bad, but she was just kind of helpful the whole
Still
time.
the best character in the book. Yeah.
Yeah, she has kind of a legit response. So she's like, no, I know she was a criminal, but I still can't believe it. And don't touch me, Sam.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, that's
Yeah.
pretty realistic.
Yeah, a little woke there, Bridget. Watch out.
Yeah. I would rate this like a 4 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I would not tend to recommend it to people.
I'd give it a 2 to a 2.5 out of 5.
Okay.
What
and
out of
out of 10?
Yeah, like 4.999 repeating.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. What else is there to talk? The writing style of the book. Not my
Oh, actually,
favorite.
wait a minute. 3. This book
Yeah.
fucking sucks.
The writing style is tough. It's all extreme. It feels like extremely literal, like it's just listening back.
Reading this book is pointless.
Oh man, that's funny.
What lessons were learned here? That's what we need to know. Are there any
I mean,
lessons learned?
sometimes he's writing some bangers, and then
Oh,
all of
it
a
is
sudden
bad.
I'm reading a list.
Yeah.
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 Like I did like the scenes where Sam Spade beat up what was his name, Wilmer. Like those were kind of funny because he hated that kid.
He's just he's coming in hot. Like I guess we maybe because I looked up some of this. Like I looked up Maltese Falcon and then read it to see what was going on. And the people there, like, if you love Sam Spade, you can check out all these Sam Spade books.
Love
and check out all
Sam
this,
Spade?
yeah, and like we just don't like him. So I wonder, like, if it's just like that's an old post and our lenses have changed, or maybe
Yeah.
just like we just got the wrong take on Sam. We're supposed to like him, I guess. For some, but why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a tough
I
character.
wonder.
to
We
like.
got a book high take. It seems.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Um,
And we didn't even plan to have a hot take. It wasn't like, okay, we're going to do book club and we're going to hate on this classic. We didn't agree upon that.
No,
Yeah, we
it's
wanted
just
to
more of
murder
an
mystery.
Clicks.
We
It's
wanted
just
a
more of an
murder mystery.
ASIC.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there is one more thing under the book club tab of
There
the
is.
document. It says Maltese Falcon references in media. Is that what we've been doing right now?
We can, if you have any to share, I assume it's probably been referenced.
So somebody else put this on the doc, but I have one extremely stupid potential reference
Okay.
that I think is hilarious. So it's in the chapter where Spade is convincing Gutman to have a fall man, right? And Gutman's like, "No, we don't need a fall man. It'll be okay. Can't you just take care of this yourself?" And Spade says, he says,
Mhm.
He says, "I never forget that when the day of reckoning comes, I want to be all set to march into headquarters, pushing a victim in front of me, saying, 'Here, you chumps, is the criminal.' As long as I can do that, I can put my thumb to my nose and wriggle my fingers at all the laws in the book. The first time I can't do it, my name's Mud." That's the quote. He says, "The first time I can't bring the police, the bad guy, my name is Mud."
Oh, like the movie Mud?
I don't know what the movie Mud is, but the reference that I was thinking of, the first thing that came into my head was a song by I don't know what kind of music it is. It's fucking god-awful music, but it's by a band called Primus.
Okay.
And they have a song that's called "My Name Is Mud," and I don't think it really has anything to do with it, but I thought that was a funky little correlation there.
That
So I
must
think-
just be like an old timey
Yeah.
phrase. I don't know what it means.
Like
though.
your ass is grass,
Interesting.
sort of thing. You know what I'm saying?
I like your ass. That one, I've heard that one though.
Yeah. I think it's just something like that. But if you want to, you can look up Primus. Or My Name is Mud by Primus on your own time. But don't blame me for what you hear. It's fucking bad, dude. It's so stupid.
It's bad.
It's just not
That's
good.
So there's a. This is coming from LooneyTunes.fandom.com. The Maltese Canary is the 9th episode of Sylvester and Tweety, and it first aired on the 25th of November 1995 on the Kids WB.
Okay.
So I got.
This seems like right up Looney Tunes alley. It's like Maltese Falcon.
Yeah,
spin-offs.
Bugs Bunny would would love Sam Spade.
I feel like they would have done one of these on like Family Guy too, though. This seems
Right.
like a Family Guy-able thing.
Yeah.
A lot of cartoons, and I guess if this is like one of the first hard-boiled detective novels, I haven't read a whole bunch of those, but I guess that's more of an inspiration than a reference to this particular book. But they do reference a couple things in the book too, like they talk about what the advertisement for. Remember that one scene where it was like they found Miles Archer's body and it was bent over this way in an alley halfway between an advertisement for toothpaste and an advertisement for a motion picture or whatever. I looked up what the movie was, but again, it was something from like 1920, so I was like, I'm not sure what this reference is supposed to be telling me.
Probably nothing. It was probably just what was hot at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think this guy thought too much about it, honestly. So.
Yeah, I couldn't find very many of them. I assumed there was a few, but I couldn't really, because I had heard about it somewhere, so I must have seen it somewhere. It'd be in something. But then again, like, have you seen this plot in other things where, like, it's the same? It's this is the bad guy. Like how Lion King is the Hamlet. You got anything like that or no? If not, we can just figure something else out.
I don't, not off the top of my head, I don't have anything. I will say I feel like there's in many of these like mystery novels, there's always a gutman.
Always a gutman.
Yeah, always a rich guy who's looking for an item, who's super shady, and he has henchmen.
Yeah, they'd be henching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always a gutman.
Hench's
There's
gonna
always
hench.
a Sam Spade, and there's always a Bridget O'Shaughnessy.
I guess, is she a femme fatale? Is she like a Bond girl?
Yeah, I would say.
I think she's more like a
she
siren.
does kill somebody.
Yes, I guess she's a femme fatale. I guess. I mean, so maybe this is like really shitty James Bond, really low to the ground.
Yeah, right. The
He still make his name for himself.
poor man's James Bond.
Poor man's Aldi's changed James Bond, like Dollar General.
Yeah.
So, and also another thing is like I think there are some other. I wanted to tell you a couple other things about Dashiell Hammett while we're here.
Yeah.
So he also, after he wrote this, okay, he had a comic strip that was called Secret Agent X9, which like appeared in newspapers and stuff. It's a comic,
Yeah.
and I think that this is more suited to that. Like a comic strip. You're gonna come back and be like, oh wow, they're finally talking to Gutman.
They're finally
wow.
doing something.
Who's this tall, skinny fella who ran in here and died? And stuff like that. There are some other Sam Spade books.
Like the Adventures of Sam Spade.
They're short stories, but he
Yeah.
had some other people too. He had an unnamed detective in a series. Oh, the character's name was the Continental Op. Which I think that could be like a cool name today.
No ops, bro. No peace for my ops.
I will say too about this book. Maybe it's the way it's written. It's the time and when it takes place, and all of that stuff. But I've never read a more like just film noir vibed like book. Like this feels like a noir situation, you know.
Yeah, as I was saying, I imagine whenever I was thinking about this, it's always black and white. If I take the
It's
time
always
to
black
like
and
imagine
white.
it, yeah.
I don't know if I've ever really seen an actual like film noir movie.
Yeah.
And most of the time, if I ever have a chance to, I'm like, no, I don't want to watch that. That looks boring as hell.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so this falls into that category for me.
I can deal with it as like a one-off, as like an episode's gimmick. It's like, oh, for some reason this is the noir episode. They got to figure out some detective, and they do that. Like they get in the little trench coat as they give. This guy didn't even have a trench coat, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't plug out a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Like he did one thing.
Yeah, he
He
wasn't in
found
the
a newspaper
office.
clipping in the trash.
He wasn't in the office with the red thread and the push pins, like making a map like that. You know.
Yeah.
He didn't do a goddamn thing.
He wasn't going to the library and looking through that little magnifying glass thing to look at like old editions of newspapers and stuff. He didn't really do much detecting. He kind of did more beating people up than detecting.
Yeah, he was he's just Peacemaker, or the Punisher.
The Punisher, yeah.
One thing I did kind of like, I don't know if this is a noir thing or like what this is supposed to be, but I think Spade and also I guess the author did a pretty good job of like, this guy's going to walk into a hotel and like he knows the hotel security guard. Like he's got kind of like this network of people who he can get to work with, and then he calls this guy and he's like, hey, I need a driver, a discreet driver to take me to this house in the middle of nowhere and stuff. So I liked that there's like a network of these kind of under the radar kind of
Piece of shit people at really nice establishments.
Yeah, I liked that. So
They just give him a John Wick coin.
yes, exactly. There's kind of a little bit of that where it's like we've got this, you know, there's San Francisco and then there's the San Francisco underground where we know some people who can help us with some stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That was kind of cool. I like that.
yeah.
But to slander him, even though he's dead, so you can't slander a dead person. Dashiell Hamilton,
Hamilton.
or Dashiell Hammett, rather, Pinkerton was a Pinkerton.
Right. He hated
Whoa.
unions.
Yeah, he sucked a little bit.
That's
So,
wild. That's crazy.
so
Join a union. if
yeah,
you,
FK the Book Club.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's
Well,
FKA the Book Club. That's our message. Join a union.
yeah, I guess this concludes our first series of FKA the Book Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, ends the chapter. You know,
Yeah.
That's
We-
good.
no, we turn a page onto a new episode of the podcast next Monday, and a new book in the future. This has been FKA the Pod, featuring FKA the Book Club, featuring Seth, Trent, and Reed. Happy birthday, Merry Christmas, adios.